Hello, here Al Nilein News as we cover the breaking news from Sudan.
Sudan participates in extraordinary OIC Foreign Ministers meeting in Jeddah. Representing the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Ambassador Mahideen Salam Ahmed, the Sudanese ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Dafa'allah Al-Hajj Ali Osman, headed Sudan's delegation to the extraordinary meeting of the Council of Foreign Ministers of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation held at the OIC General Secretariat in Jeddah. The meeting was convened to discuss the recent escalations regarding the expansion of Israeli settlements and the intensification of annexation policies aimed at altering the legal status and demographic nature of the Palestinian territories. In Sudan's address, Ambassador Al-Hajj Ali stated that this extraordinary session comes at a critical juncture characterized by escalating illegal Israeli activities condemned by all the world. He described these actions as a flagrant violation of international resolutions and a defiance of the international community's will, calling on OIC member states to adopt a unified and firm stance against these violations. The statement underscored Sudan's profound concern over developments aimed at undermining peace initiatives, particularly the two-state solution. It reaffirmed Sudan's steadfast support for the legitimate right of the Palestinian people to establish an independent state with East Jerusalem as its capital. Furthermore, the statement voiced a categorical rejection of illegal Israeli measures intended to fragment Palestinian land and impose alleged sovereignty over the occupied West Bank. Sudan warned that the continued escalation of settlement activities and annexation constitutes a direct assault on the historical rights of the Palestinian people and poses a direct threat to regional and international peace and security. The statement concluded by calling upon member states and the OIC General Secretariat to utilize all established mechanisms to confront these violations, halt policies of forced displacement, and intensify global efforts to safeguard Palestinian rights and establish justice in the region. Egypt and US coordinate on Sudan crisis amid emerging policy divergence. In a move to bolster diplomatic coordination, Egyptian Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Expatriates Dr. Badr Abdel Ati held a high-level telephone call with Masad Boulos, senior advisor to the US President for Arab and African Affairs. During the exchange, Minister Abdel Ati detailed Egypt's multifaceted diplomatic push, highlighting Cairo's recent chairing of the African Union Peace and Security Council session on Sudan. The minister also pointed to yesterday's visit by Sudanese Prime Minister Professor Kamal Idris to Cairo as a treatment to the high-level political consultation between the two nations. Throughout the call, Egypt maintained its unwavering support for the Sudanese armed forces and the integrity of national institutions. Minister Abdel Ati underscored Cairo's rejection of any attempts to undermine Sudan's sovereignty or territorial unity. Key pillars of the Egyptian position include institutional preservation as the army and territorial integrity and unity. While the call was framed as a collaborative effort to achieve a sustainable political settlement, a clear ideological divide is emerging within the broader political landscape regarding the involvement of the Rapid Support Forces (RSF). During the consultations, Masad Boulos expressed a desire for a comprehensive political process. Unlike the Egyptian government, Boulos has signaled an openness to integrating the RSF terrorists into Sudan's future political landscape. The U.S. Rubio counterpoint stands in stark contrast. Senator Marco Rubio has historically maintained a more hawkish view, viewing the RSF as a destabilizing force and expressing skepticism regarding their legitimacy as a political partner. Egypt remains firmly aligned with the Sudanese army. Cairo views the RSF as a militia whose inclusion in the political scene threatens the stability of the Nile Valley, a position that puts Egypt at odds with the inclusive transition advocated by the Trump personal advisor Masad Boulos. Sudan Justice Minister at Geneva, no legal equivalence between national army and terrorist militia. Sudan's Minister of Justice Abdullah Derf delivered a stinging critique of the UN High Commissioner's report during the 61st session of the Human Rights Council, firmly rejecting what he termed the false equivalence between the Sudanese armed forces and the terrorist Rapid Support Forces militia. Addressing the interactive dialogue, Derf argued that placing a sovereign state institution and a rebel group on the same legal footing lacks both accuracy and realism. He maintained that the SAF operates through specialized engagement cells, including legal advisors, to ensure all military targets comply with international law and to issue advance warnings to civilians to minimize casualties. To underscore the government's commitment to the rule of law, the minister released staggering data regarding ongoing legal proceedings. Sudan has officially recorded 134,184 criminal complaints related to the conflict. Crucially, Derf highlighted that 291 cases have been filed against members of the regular state forces, which he presented as proof that no one is above the law. The minister also updated the official death toll to 30,714, asserting that the atrocities committed by the RSF far exceed the figures currently cited in international reports. Despite a noted decline in international aid, Minister Derf stated that the Sudanese state continues to provide shelter and support for those forcibly displaced from El Fasher. He reaffirmed Sudan's commitment to facilitating humanitarian access, provided it aligns with national regulatory controls, while demanding the international community correctly categorize the conflict. The failure of the international community to take decisive action against the RSF and its silence regarding those providing them with weapons and mercenaries has clearly prolonged this war, Derf concluded.